We're going to continue to do everything we can to repeal the president's failed health care law. This week, the House will pass a CR that locks the sequester savings in and defunds Obamacare.
That's Speaker John Boehner on Wednesday, talking about the House GOP plan to tie defunding Obamacare to the budget. Joining us now is the budget guy, literally that is his Twitter handle, @thebudgetguy, Stan Collender, who is also a partner at Corvus Communications. All right, Stan, we brought props this time. I said I wanted to have you back last time you're on. We're going to have you on every week when we're in this, and we have paddles. So we're going to go through 3 questions every time you're on. Green, likely to happen. Yellow, maybe will happen. Red, not going to happen.
Okay.
It's
and let me think about this. I want to make sure I get it right. Okay.
Okay. A government shutdown. Give me green, yellow, or red.
All right,
I'm going to go. Oh,
this one's easy.
We didn't work that out. Great.
Well,
so we both think likely to happen.
Well, especially after what you just heard from Speaker Boehner. I mean, the one thing he didn't say is that this is the biggest smackdown of a U.S. speaker probably in the last 100 years. This is the plan he rejected a week ago because he didn't think it was going to work. It was going to lead to a shutdown. Now he was forced to swallow it. You realize in Britain he'd be forced to resign, right? This was a vote of no confidence. But
because they simply cannot convince conservatives to get on board with something that would allow Obamacare to be stripped and then sent directly to the president.
Right, because
it can't happen.
Because it's not enough to have voted against it 40 times. They've got to do it 41, and they've got to do it 12 days before the end of the fiscal year when they haven't passed any appropriations and don't really have time to do it again. I mean, this is nonsense. Last week I said I thought there was about a 60% chance. I'm saying 75% now, based on what just happened this morning.
Couldn't agree more. Okay, question number 2. House Republicans saying they want to defund Obamacare. How green, very likely, yellow, maybe, red, not likely. How likely is that in the final, whether it's a government shutdown and then we resolve it, or the result for how likely is some partial or total defunding of Obamacare? Okay.
You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
Let's do it at the same time. Let's do a mutual reveal.
This one's also.
It's not going to happen.
This is very easy, and that's why I just said there's a chance, the bigger chance of a shutdown. I mean, they're asking for something that the Senate's not going to vote for, may not even bring up. If they bring it up, they're going to vote against it. And even if the Senate voted for it, the president would veto it, and there aren't votes to overcome a veto of anything, let alone the president's signature achievement.
Okay, third question, and this is the big one, which is how likely is, and this is, we don't know exactly when we're going to reach a debt ceiling, but it's sometime
wait a minute.
later.
We've already reached the debt ceiling.
Ooh, good point.
All right, what we haven't done is run out of the gimmicks to move the cash around.
We don't know when we will run out of the gimmicks to move the cash around. Fair point. It'll be sometime later this fall. How likely is it that we breach the debt ceiling, that we do not raise the debt ceiling? Let's do it at the same time. I think we might just, do we agree?
Yeah, we agree again. All right, so you don't need me is what it comes down to.
I'm just going to take that budget guy tag right over. No, explain your reasoning why.
Well, first of all, if you remember, the Republicans punted during the fiscal cliff on the debt ceiling. They got a lot of pressure from Wall Street, a lot of pressure from big business, a lot of pressure from small business. Don't screw around with the government's credit rating. The same thing's going to happen now. Plus, I think we're going to have a shutdown. After 4 or 5 days of a shutdown, which is how long I think the first one's going to last at a minimum, there's going to be a lot of screaming and yelling, and I think they're just going to extend the debt ceiling in some form, maybe a gimmick like they did last time, just so they don't have to fight a second battle. They'll fight a second battle on another continuing resolution later. It's too frightening, I mean, even for them, I think, to start screwing around with the debt ceiling.
I think I'm yellow, maybe, but maybe more likely than you are at the moment. But we'll find out, because next week, Stan Collender, that is @thebudgetguy, will be back. We will have our paddles. These are fancy. This is paper on a straw. We don't mess around. To give us predictions on government shutdown, defunding Obamacare, debt ceiling. We'll have you back. Follow Stan in the meantime @thebudgetguy. Thanks, Stan.
My pleasure.